Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Know it's been a while, but I'm gonna record 2 videos back to back. Low editing. I've got a lot going on and don't really have time to edit at the moment. First one, I was on Reddit last night and a little bit the night before. And I saw some posts that I wanted to just go over. Because I thought they looked interesting. I'm not going to go over this bottom one here, which says that the 4th Raikage A has one of the strongest defenses in the show, greater than Jubidara, and it can survive Night Guy. Obviously, that's stupid. This is one that I wanted to go over. Casey and Minato versus Tobirama and the 3rd Raikage, which is the one that Casey and Naruto fought in the war with Gaara's unit. Casey and Minato versus Tobirama and 3rd Raikage. Conditions. Edo regeneration for Minato is restricted, so it's basically a live Minato with KCM. Tobirama has access to fodder Edo Tensei. Doesn't specify who. Really doesn't matter for this fight anyways. Location, open forest. That's not how forests work. Forests are usually covered in trees, but we'll go with it. Full intel on both sides. Starting distance is 20 feet. Who wins and why? Casey and Minato murders those two faster than anything we've seen in the show. It would be so insanely fast. So Casey and Minato just speed blitzes and kills these two very easily. I know the 3rd Raikage has the strongest shield, and the only thing that could damage him was himself, his own single finger spear thing, but Minato is significantly faster in KCM than that guy activating his lightning cloak. So yeah, Minato takes that one very easily. Tobirama, same thing there. All Team 7s in a fight. I thought this one was kind of interesting. It's a longer post, so I'm going to try to shorten it down as quickly as I can. This is 4 Team 7s. I don't think that Team Hiruzen, the one with the Sanin, was called Team 7, but we'll roll with it. Prime Hiruzen versus Hokage Minato, not Sage Mode. He didn't use Sage Mode as Hokage, so that's fair. Minato would still win. He's way too fast, and Hiruzen does not have any kind of Hashirama level regeneration. Minato would just simply speed blitz, cut his head off even without teleportation. He's significantly faster than Hiruzen. It's actually in one of the games they sparred before Minato took the post of Hokage, and that would have been a much younger Hiruzen than the one we saw fight Orochimaru, and it's implied that Minato beat him pretty handily. Rin vs Tsunade, obviously. I think this is like going off kid versions. So Tsunade would still win. Rin was a medical nin, a Konoichi. Tsunade was much of the same, but she is a Senju, and she, does have access to. She still had like her superhuman strength and stuff, as evidenced by the fact that Hashirama remembers her being quite strong. And we don't really know when Hashirama died. He could have died much later than we all think. Who knows? But pretty safe assumption there that Tsunade wins pretty easily. Kakashi versus Orochimaru. Orochimaru wins that one as well. Orochimaru was considered like once in a generation prodigy, and Hiruzen thought that with all of his like studying and his history and experience was nothing compared to Orochimaru's pure genius. Obito versus Jiraiya. Obito would win, actually. That one's kind of the only one that's not super obvious. To some people, I know we do love Jiraiya, especially Kid Jiraiya. He's fucking awesome. But Obito takes that pretty handily. He's got Sharingan going on for him, and he's got Fireball Jutsu, and that's just stuff that Jiraiya doesn't have. He would have some of his Toe Jutsu, though, so maybe it'd be closer than I think. They say Prime Hiruzen would win because he fought the first 2 Hokage in that shitty first showing of Edo Tensei. His conclusion was that he fought 2 Hokage at once and wasn't even his prime. Those 2 Hokage would have been beaten a lot faster and a lot easier by Hokage Minato. Granted, that was old Hiruzen, and we don't really know how strong Prime Hiruzen was. Rin versus Tsunade. So this one says that if Rin uses her Tailed Beast, Rin has a Tailed Beast for all of like 4 minutes before Kakashi stabs her in the heart. So Rin doesn't have a Tailed Beast. Rin, she's not a Jinchuriki. She's a, quote unquote Jinchuriki, but come on, dude. First of all, it's Isobu, who, has that cool like crystal ice mirror thing, but Rin can't even access it. Kakashi versus Obito. This one just goes that Kakashi was a Jonin. Granted, it was a war-torn era, and Kakashi actually states that he wouldn't have made it so highly up the ranks at such a young age if it wasn't. And says that we don't really know what Orochimaru is capable of, outside of the fact that we know Orochimaru was on that level of genius and would probably beat Kakashi. Looking back, it might be a little questionable as kids, but, who really knows. And then they actually come to the same conclusion I do. I don't think Obito mops by any stretch of the imagination, but Obito would win. Bonus round, Ultimate Prime version, so Prime Hiruzen versus Casey and Minato. Rin versus Hokage Tsunade, of course. DMS Kakashi versus... If you go off of like Boruto or Orochimaru, Orochimaru would win. DMS Kakashi has a time limit, and he's not as big of a target as Kaguya was. It'd be a lot harder to hit him. Sage Mode Jiraiya versus Jubito. Of course, Jubito wins. That's stupid. And then round 2, Sarada versus Sakura. I guess this is kids, like when they were actually Team 7. Sarada versus Sakura. Sarada would win. She has the strength of Sakura. She also has Sharingan, Chidori, Fire Style Jutsu. Obviously, Sarada wins. Mitsuki versus Sasuke. Mitsuki has that ridiculous Sage Mode that impresses even adult, or not like adult Orochimaru, but Boruto Orochimaru, and could speed blitz him. Yeah, Mitsuki wins. Naruto versus Boruto. Boruto has Karma, Jogan, apparently. I think they said that it's making an appearance soon in the Boruto manga. I really hope it does. It's so cool. It's nice having a mystery about the series, and I wish we could have seen it maybe more. Boruto would win. And then Kakashi versus Konohamaru. Konohamaru wins. All Boruto characters win because power clipping in Boruto is insane. Even with One Tail Cloak, Naruto can't really do anything against Boruto. So Sarada has better feats, but Sakura is better at healing and making plans. Conclusion: Sarada pretty much stomps. I agree. Especially if this is like 13-year-old Sakura who is actually useless. That's the memes come from that version of Sakura that was Sarada's age. Mitsuki versus Sasuke. This person says very close, but I'll give it to Sasuke with CM1. No. You could give Sasuke full CM2. You could give him probably even Mangekyo with CM2, and he would still get absolutely dusted by Mitsuki's Sage Mode. It is not even close. Naruto versus Boruto. This one says if Borashiki, obviously Boruto wins. In base, Naruto stomps. He uses Toad Summoning, summons 1,000 clothes, and bull rushes Boruto, no diff. I completely 100% disagree. The thing with Boruto is that he's actually a genius, and Naruto is not. Naruto can't even summon at this age. He can't summon any of them without Kurama's help in life or death situations. And I don't think that Kurama would be willing to help him. Maybe if Borashiki popped out, Kurama would maybe do something. But, that's a different Kurama than the one that we're used to. You got to remember that. And 1,000 clones are really nothing to Boruto. Boruto, can make clones of his own. Obviously, not as much, not saying he can, but he can make clones of his own, and he's vastly superior to Naruto in Taijutsu, Ninjutsu. We haven't really seen much ninjutsu out of him, to my knowledge, so yeah, I think he has, 3 or 4 nature transformations already? Yeah, he would... Naruto at this point didn't... He had Rasengan. Boruto has Rasengan. He also has one that fucking disappears. So, Yeah. Kakashi versus Konohamaru. This person says Kakashi destroys for the most part. His speed feats in OG Naruto are pretty good, and he's copied a ridiculous amount of jutsu at this point. Conclusion, Konohamaru has no chance. The win goes Kakashi. Just no. So the thing with Kakashi is he does have good speed feats. He's a lightning timer, and he does have over 1,000 jutsu. The thing is with adult Konohamaru is he's fighting a way stronger, bloodlusted, like rage mode Jugo, and is like smiling and like joking during the fight and shit. Konohamaru dusts Kakashi. He's way faster, way stronger. One Rasengan and Kakashi is fucking done. I don't think they'd really fight that seriously though in character. Even bloodlusted Konohamaru has no fucking shot. And then the prime versions, obviously Sarada versus Sakura and Boruto. Sakura fucking beats the ever living shit out of him. This person uses War Arc Sasuke as his prime version. Obviously his prime version is as an adult, but if we go off of War Arc Sasuke probably wins. Baryon Mode Naruto versus Borishiki. Obviously DMS Kakashi versus Boruto Konohamaru. That's the same Konohamaru up there, so who cares? But yeah, DMS Kakashi would win. This is the result. Team Minato wins, and then he says Team Kakashi wins. I wholeheartedly disagree. Bonus round, Team Yamato versus Team Konohamaru. Just no, this Yamato versus Konohamaru. Yamato uses wood style. That means basically nothing nowadays. So does Konohamaru's old teammate Moegi. So who gives a shit? Sai versus Mitsuki. Sai would not win. He would get speed blitzed and fucked up really, really quickly. And then the other two, they went over already. Sakura wins since it's Shippuden versus... So it would be Shippuden Sakura versus Sarada. And I would agree that Sakura would probably win that. And then Naruto also wins because it's Shippuden version. Which version in Shippuden? Who knows? If it's beginning of Shippuden, I would be hard pressed to give him a dub against the version of Boruto that we're seeing right now. So, yeah. Says because he was bored. It's fairly good though. It's nice and detailed. Your opinions are wrong, but that's okay. Hey, everybody has wrong opinions about some stuff except me. So, next one. Seriously, can somebody explain this to me? Why do people believe that Boruto Kages besides Naruto are stronger than all previous Kages? I mean, I saw some people saying that Boruto Kages besides Naruto are as strong as Kaguya, so please, can somebody explain this? Most people like that really debate seriously don't believe that. Nobody really believes that the Boruto Kages outside Naruto are as strong as Kaguya. The reason they say that is because they were able to, in a team effort, overpower Kinshiki. Now, Kinshiki is obviously weaker than Kaguya. Nobody should debate that Kinshiki is above Kaguya, especially post Chakra Fruit Kaguya, who I've been moving her up my rankings a little bit. I do think she's stronger than I initially thought. I don't think she's stronger than Fuse Momoshiki. Fuse Momoshiki would still slap the shit out of her, but she's definitely stronger than Kinshiki by a fairly substantial margin. The Boruto Kages would not stand a fucking chance against the Kaguya that Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura fought. I guess I could say just, Team 7, but they're definitely stronger than any past iterations of Kage. That's blatantly obvious. Is there any generation of Kage that would be able to do what they did against Kinshiki? I doubt it. That's just power cliffing. Nothing you can really do about it. There's no real point in even debating it. It's just power cliffing. Kinshiki would mop every other generation of Kage. Mangekyo Sharingan is rare for no reason at all. Telling me only 8 people activated their Mangekyo Sharingan. Go through trauma. Doesn't even have to be another Uchiha, just someone close. Maybe having PTSD after somebody killed your best friend, etc. Even when you had 1 Tomoe, you could activate your Mangekyo after you get 3 Tomoe. We had 3 Great Wars and Warring States period. We only got 7 Mangekyo. That's because not every Uchiha awakens a Sharingan. That's why it's so rare. In fact, it's rare. It's stated to be rare even amongst the Uchiha to get a Sharingan. So that's why. There you go. It's because the Sharingan is rare that the Mangekyo is even more rare, and the Eternal is even more rare than that. I do agree, though, that you just have to have strong blood ties, so it doesn't actually have to be a brother or sister, but you could transplant a Sharingan from your mom or dad. Your DNA would match up better. That's actually something my girlfriend, the biology teacher, told me, is that you actually share, you're way more likely to share more DNA with your mother or father than you are with your brother, as it's always 50%. And your brother can be anywhere from 1% to 100. So there you go. That's why the Mangekyo is so rare. Things you don't understand in Boruto: why aren't there fights that involve characters other than the protagonist? It's kind of like a DBZ sort of thing. You don't see that a whole lot in Dragon Ball. Most every fight in Dragon Ball involves the protagonist, which is like, Vegeta, Goku, Gohan, those types. No character has a clear goal. I actually disagree. A lot of the characters have pretty clear goals. Sarada wants to be Hokage. Boruto wants to be her right-hand man. Mitsuki wants to protect his friends and, show love to people that he cares about. What happened to the jutsus? There are very few examples of new jutsu in the work, and most of them are not complex. There's actually a lot of new jutsu that have been showcased. Lots of different variations of Rasengan, which, kind of boring. And I hope that Sarada uses her Chidori in a different type of way. I think that'd be pretty cool. But you do have, you have, Boruto Stream, and you have the little Kakashi clone. He did some really cool new Earth-style jutsus and stuff. But also, the only reason it doesn't seem new is because we've already seen a fucking shit ton of jutsu in original Naruto and Shippuden. Why have rare abilities like ninjutsu absorption, teleportation, and regeneration become so common? Because they're dealing with fucking aliens, and the reason that humans in the Naruto-verse have chakra is because of those aliens. And they're all ridiculously strong, ridiculously smart. There's also cyborgs that rival these fucking aliens created by that fucker right there in the corner, if you can see him. So, and it's just it's a thematic thing to increase the stakes of each fight. You never really know who's going to survive, who's not going to survive, whatever. Where are the summons? They're pretty much useless going against, literal gods. Like you said, they have ninjutsu absorption, teleportation, regeneration. So what is a toad with a sword going to do, or a big ol' snake, Nature energy is very useful, and I hope that Boruto gets Dragon Sage mode, because I think that'd be so fucking sick. Or maybe Sarada combines the Sharingan with Sage mode. There's a lot of paths you can take with Nature Energy. Nature Energy is far more useful in these fights than summons will be. What happened to the jutsus mentioned in the databooks? Boruto's mini databooks mentioned the main techniques of Boruto's character. Even that's how we found out that Moegi is a Mokuton user, which is fucking loser for wood style. Like, come on, dude. But she never demonstrated this ability, just like Sakura never used something. In fact, she until today only punched in the whole manga and healed Sasuke and Hinata. Yeah. That's how she fights. She's a medic with really good chakra control. As for the data books, I don't know. I've only combed through them to get certain scans. So, by the way, what happened to the volumes mini data books? I have no idea why so many clickbaits. Don't really care. Who really gives a shit? Unpopular opinion: Kabuto was low-key the strongest non-six paths character. That's a pretty good opinion. In fact, I would say probably. Yeah, probably was. He had a lot of really crazy abilities, and of course, the benefits of Sage mode. We did only really see him fight in Ryuchi Cave, though. I wish we could have seen him like in an open battlefield kind of thing. That would have been pretty cool. Until we see that, we don't really know. Like how good he would do against a guy like Madara or Hashirama or KCM2 Sage mode Naruto or whatever. Again, if they were to pull up to Ryuchi Cave, it'd be different. But if they were to fight like Valley of the End or something, You know, it's the reason that's low key is because people don't really know how strong he is outside of Ryuchi Cave. Obviously, inside Ryuchi Cave, where he's constantly getting that nature energy straight from the source, basically. Plus, I think he has Jugo's ability to, continuous absorption of Senjutsu due to using Jugo's ability. So he just passively gains Senjutsu as well. And you're getting it straight from the source, like you're just sitting there. Definitely gives him an advantage there. But, you know, if we were to see him fight outside and, you know, do some other things, perhaps it'd be a little bit easier to scale. And maybe we could actually, you know, make the case of him being one of the strongest. He's definitely up there, though. I definitely think he's, you know, top 5. Definitely. Pre-6 pads. I have no qualms with that unpopular opinion at all. Hot take, Sakura never surpassed Tsunade. You similar, this was 2 months ago. Wow. Sorry, you're just wrong. Like, what is there to say? So Hashirama said that Sakura was stronger than Tsunade. Unsure which version of Tsunade Hashirama actually saw, but I mean, if Hashirama says it, you can pretty much infer that it's pretty true. But also, you just look at what she did. Tsunade would never be able to blitz Kaguya in that situation. It's never said anywhere that Tsunade has, you know, more chakra than a fucking Sage of Six Paths Naruto clone or anything like that. You can easily infer that Sakura surpassed Tsunade in the War Arc, let alone in Boruto, where it's pretty obvious that, you know, with power cliffing and everything, that Boruto characters just in general scale way higher than their Naruto and Naruto Shippuden counterparts. So yeah, Sakura surpassed Tsunade probably a few thousand times over by now. And then Boruto era 5 Kage versus Madara, multiple forms. This was a poll. Didn't realize that. What would it take for Madara to win? In my opinion, it would take Jubidara, Limbo, and Infinite Tsukiyomi are win cons, and I know people think EMS would win. EMS would get folded and clapped very easily. Very easily. A live Madara with one Rinnegan, and he would have a Limbo clone, would probably be enough to take them out, because he also have Sage mode. Jubidara obviously wins. I don't think anybody's going to argue against that. I think that Jubidara is stronger than Kenjiki. Even with power cliffing, the shit that we see Jubidara do is, I think, just superior to what Kenshiki was shown. I think Madara with Rinnegan, so a live Sage mode, one Rinnegan, high diff, very high diff, takes out a dub. If they were to fight 10 times, he probably takes the dub 5 to 6 times. High diff. Jubidara, low to mid diff, wins probably 7 to 8 out of 10 times. Just my opinion. Yeah, so that was what I wanted to go over. Sorry I haven't uploaded as much, had a lot of life stuff going on. And I'm going to try to get back into it. Right now I'm getting ready to move to Texas from California, so probably be a couple weeks before I get back on like a weekly upload kind of thing like I originally wanted to do when I created this channel. So yeah, that was just me going over some posts that I saw that I thought looked interesting last night and the night before a little bit. If you have any more, if you have anything that you want me to go over, feel free to send it to me. I'm always like down to do videos like this. I really enjoy it. I am getting ready to film a video called Sakura versus the Akatsuki, so I will see you there for that one. Thank you. Bye.